The ban list. Things everybody wants to talk about, but nobody wants to talk about what they predict. People love talking about the ban list. Like, love it. Right now, as you're watching this video, somebody is babbling to somebody else about what should be hit on the ban list. Majority of times, it's not the cards in their deck, but the cards in a deck they just lost to. A lot of times on the ban list, Yu-Gi-Oh players like to look at the bans and like to look at it from a personal standpoint. If I'm playing Pendulum Magicians aren't going to get hit in the ban list. In fact, fuck everything else. That's not me. Yay, Pendulum Magicians. Realistically speaking, though, when you look at a ban list and do a ban list prediction in any sort of sense that's, smart, you really want to look towards what Konami is doing on that ban list. Why Konami is hitting these cards on the ban list. Take it from a corporate standpoint. Why would Konami hit this card? Majority of times, it's to do two things. Or only two things, if you think about it. To mediate the meta so that one deck doesn't become the most dominant deck in the meta. Konami's really bad at doing that, but that's literally what you gotta try to do when you want to do a ban list. You want to mediate all decks across the board to have a healthy meta, which we're currently in right now, actually. Number two, to sell. To sell. If I'm making Burning Abyss a good deck, because I have Chernobyl coming out and I want to sell the shit out of Chernobyl, well, guess what? Maybe I should unlock my grip on Burning Abyss. Yes, Burning Abyss will yet again become a tier 1 deck, but it's because people are buying Chernobyl's. They're buying packs. Maybe they're buying the secondary market, which Konami really doesn't care about. But in order for people to buy the secondary market, they have to buy from people who, spoiler alert, open fucking packs. So it all comes down to money and having a healthy game. Those things have to go hand in hand, and at times it's very hard. Now, what I did here in my band's prediction, I actually chose a lot of cards. Majority of the time, as time goes on, I'm probably going to have this list shortened, modified, and changed. This is just a rough draft of what I think is going to be on the ban list, guys. Please, if you're watching this ban list, if you're watching this video, what I recommend for you to do is hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and if you want us to give me your ban list, give it to me. We can talk about it. We can have a conversation. Comment below on this video or personally PM me on Facebook. What you think will be hitting the ban list, and don't just say a bunch of cards. Give me some reasons too. I like that. I like people giving reasons with cards, and don't go Regeki to 4 because it's Regeki. Like real reasons. I would love to hear it. I'm dead serious, and I'll even you're watching my content. You already subscribe to me. I might even make another video talking about the band's prediction that you gave me, and we can have this conversation and talk about what's going to be happening and talk about the changes. We need to have this conversation right now because the band is next fucking month. So let's go right into it. Like, once again, guys, I just want to say, these are cards that I think are going to be hitting the ban list. They will change, most likely. Some will come off, some will come on. It is what it is. So don't just get your keyboard and go, I'm ready, V. I'm ready to fucking get angry because you hit my deck, and I'm playing that deck. This is not fair to me. Me, when it's about the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! As a whole. Alright, guys. So, for ban cards, I only really have two. The first ban card is going to be Instant Fusion. Now, Instant Fusion is a great card. Don't get me wrong. Too good. So good that there's an FTK in Pendulum Magicians. Now, before you go, V, that FTK isn't doing much. Yeah, it's doing a lot by existing as an FTK. Konami hates FTKs. I'm not sure if anyone realizes this, but FTKs are the bane of our existence. In fact, Konami was so bad at when you're doing a ban list, and we're gonna take a little trip down memory lane. Look up Fish FTK. That shit went to Worlds. Konami, you guys are blind. Listen. FTKs are really unhealthy for the game. I think that even though I love playing FTK decks, and I love it a lot, it's really unhealthy for the game, and it's not balanced. I think Yu-Gi-Oh players need to understand that when you're looking at an FTK deck in this game, that takes away everything. Everything. You don't need to play anything, because the FTK will carry you through everything. Doesn't allow you playing the game 1 for the most part. Take that out the picture, and your opponent's playing at a -1 in games, which is pretty insane. So I think that Instant Fusion needs to be hit because it allows the Pendulum FTK to thrive. This one card makes an FTK deck viable. Minus this one card, that deck cannot exist as an FTK version of what is Pendulum Magician's FTK. Okay, put it at 3. Put it at 3. 4. Put it to 4. Okay, I'm sorry. That card can stay. Wrong hole. Terraforming. Terraforming needs to be hit. The card's a really good card, guys. Let's not be silly about this. We have Upstart Goblin, which has a deck thinner that's limited, but we have this card running around. So if you're playing any deck with a field spell, you get to basically play 37 cards deck. Running that one of Upstart Goblin, cool. 36 card deck. Lair of Darkness Structure coming out, 3 Lair of Darkness, even more so. Pilot's Eyes, let's just fucking cut it out, give you a core at the start of the game, and fuck your opponent up. Even though I think the Lair of Darkness Structure deck is going to be a really good structure deck, and I think that deck is going to be viable in our meta, I don't think Terraforming should be the card to be using that deck. I think the card is too broken, too strong, too good, and to be honest with you, looking at its price point, if you have it, you might want to consider selling it. Terraforming is a really broken card that allows decks that play field spells to thrive even more so than they already are. I think that this card should have been hit already. It's amazing it hasn't been hit, and seeing it hit on our ban list wouldn't surprise me in any way, shape, or form, whether it be banned or even limited. Up next, El Shaddai Construct as far as... Oh, wait a minute. Limited. Up next, El Shaddai Construct is going to go to 1. We're seeing the OCG, and I wouldn't be surprised seeing it here in the TCG. I think it's a great card, but I don't think it's going to make Shaddai's its own standalone deck. I think Shaddai's going to have to change and evolve to play with other decks. Now, is this card broken? Not really. I mean, it used to be, but not really broken like it used to be. It's an okay card. I like Shaddai's a lot, and I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna be biased. I love Shaddai Construct. Shaddai's probably my favorite deck of all time. But being serious and being honest to yourself and myself as a Yu-Gi-Oh player, this deck is not going to be a meta-changing deck. There's so many cards out there just out this card very easily. We have Towers out, and I don't see Towers doing shit in the meta. And this card was the card that was played at 3 when Towers was out, and most players didn't, it wasn't that big a deal. Seeing Shaddai Construct go to El Shaddai Construct go to 1 isn't going to change the meta. It's going to allow Shaddai players a little more happiness in them. And before you go, hey V, wait a minute, you said Konami wants to promote their shit. How can they promote their shit, V? And when you're talking about emotions, take emotions out and use facts. Okay, here's a fact. Shaddai's getting a Link monster coming up soon. Why wouldn't this card come to 1? That hopefully that helps you guys understand why, if you were Konami, you would want this card to come back. Because it allows Shaddai players even more happiness because the Link card's coming out and they can go apeshit on the meta. By the way, fun fact, this card was $10 almost a year ago. I did a Market Watch about it almost a year ago. Looking at it right now, snaggle post. Okay, up next, limited. Djinn release their rituals. Now, before you go, V, shut the fuck up. No, you shut the fuck up and listen. Let me tell you something. Djinn release their rituals. And before you say, why? Well, let me ask you something, Konami. Are you fucking serious about ritual monsters? Are you fucking serious about ritual monsters coming to meta? If you're serious, let's talk Djinn release their rituals. If you're serious about rituals becoming a tier 1 deck, if we're going down that path, why not Djinn release your rituals at 1? Now, talking about this card at 3, like it was, not talking about this card at crazy levels. I'm saying Djinn release your rituals at 1. Konami, are you serious about fucking rituals? Yes or no? Show me this card at 1, and I swear to God, that answers the question. We're in, boys. We're going to play rituals in tier 1. Most likely at Nationals, definitely going to be seeing it at Worlds. Put this card at 1, and that's literally what's going to happen. Tribe Infecting Virus at 1. I think this is a no-brainer question. I think Yu-Gi-Oh players have been talking more and more about Tribe Infecting Virus, and seeing this card at 1 won't really break the meta whatsoever, especially with with the errata it has and the way it is in our current game of Yu-Gi-Oh. It's a great card, don't get me wrong, but if we could have Regeki, 2 Dark Holes, Kaijus, in 1 Interrupted Kaiju Summer, fucking Raw Spear mode, I'm pretty sure we could have Tribe Infecting Virus. Even so, I'm excited tonight. Yes, I like my game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Like I like my minorities doing a fucking raid on a town that's their own. God, people. Crazy, wild, and a lot of it. That's all I want. I want everyone to have this card. Now that the fact that it's been reprinted multiple times, I want everyone to have Even So Excited at Night. I love this card. I love the fact that my opponent can make a huge board, and I could go Excited at Night. Something you want to say, sir? And they have to answer that. I go level 4 monster, and they start sweating. Second level 4 monster, they start sweating a lot. Excited at Night, they just go... I love this card so goddamn much in our meta, and I really would love to have this card in our meta. I think Yu-Gi-Oh players making this card... If you never played when this card was out, it's just fucking amazing. Because what you would do is, first turn you didn't draw the nuts, but you have 2 level 4 monsters. Ting ting! Excited Knight. Pass turn, sir. Do you have it? Do you have the Regeki? Do you have the Dark Hole? Do you have a Kaiju? Do you have any of that shit? Well, Kaiju running around back then. But do you have a way to stop this? No? Have fun playing Yu-Gi-Oh, sir. I'll see you, sir, at the fucking table 500 or where the fucking tables is at the locals. This is a great card, guys. I love this card a lot. I really want this card to be on meta. You have no idea how amazing this card is. You think Pendulum Magicians are fucking fun now, Pendulum Magician players? Have this card out one, and you come back to me and tell me what the fuck is this card in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! It's an amazing card. I think if Konami was really serious about this, though, we are doing it from Konami's standpoint, they wouldn't make an errata to make this 2 level 4 light monsters. If we're gonna be serious, but I really do think Evil's on Cyanide, it's a great card to mediate broken decks. Rogue players, any rogue player out there, you should be freaking out over this card because this card makes your deck that damn good. This card makes any rogue deck, Blackwing players, I'm talking to you. This card makes your deck fucking the shit. So if you can't do a Blackwing smack to your opponent's face, you can make a Cyanide sit on board and be like, what are you gonna do? You can't, you go off, I nuke your board, next turn I go Blackwings, I spam board, smack your face. Any deck can make level 4s. This card is amazing. I really think you guys should definitely look into this card if you haven't seen it already or see its viability within the meta. Really spice things up. Up next, Ptolemaeus. Now, yeah, there's the ultimate rare, there's the ultra rare, and that's pretty much all the versions of Ptolemaeus. I think that you guys should pick these cards up right now. They're relatively cheap. They're about $5, and they're worth the read, so they're moving up in value, but it's still relatively cheap for a card. And now, Talon Knights aren't doing really anything. Have not done anything since they were hit in the ban list. That's how significant the ban list hit to Talon Knights were. But looking at Talon Knights right now, I think that with Lair Doctors coming out, making all monsters dark monsters, and all that jazz happening, I think Talon Knights would be a great deck to counter that deck. I think Talon Knights would be a great deck in general to counter also Burning Abyss. Constellar Talon Knight Diamond is a real card, BA players. You know if you've been playing BAs for long enough, that card is a bane of every BA player's existence. And I think having Talon Knight Ptolemaeus will allow Talon Knights to actually see more competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! Meta play. The question is, will Konami, looking at from Konami's standpoint, will they allow this card to see any kind of play? Is there any future support that they can sell to us to make this card and by proxy Talon Knights see competitive play? Good question. I don't know. Spellbook Judgment. This is limited, okay? So I'm gonna throw it out there. This is limited. Now, if you're watching this video right now and you're shaking your head, you're wrong. You're wrong, head shaker. Why not Spellbook Judgment at 1? Why? Seriously, let's think about it for a second. Spellbooks. Spellbooks. What the fuck is that deck done? When the fuck was that deck last a meta deck? Exactly. You don't remember. The answer is Dragon Ruler format, if any. Maybe you can top the regionals once or twice here and there because nobody saw this goddamn deck coming out the way. But it's like, is it really that huge meta relevant? Now, if we're Konami and we're trying to promote spellbooks and we're pushing fucking $20 ultra rares up our ass for, you know, spellbooks, why couldn't we just make this card to one so spellbook players can have something to play with? Think about it, guys. Yu-Gi-Oh! Players will now have a card, Spellbook Judgment, that they can get behind and play, and we might see more spellbooks being relevant. Spellbook might become an actual engine within other decks. So putting this card to 1 makes this card viable multiple times over again. Alternatively, it's spellbooks. We have anti-spell at 3. Why the fuck would you want? Put this card at 2. Who cares? We have anti-spell. Up next, Super Rejuvenation. If we're gonna be fair with Spellbook of Judgment, we gotta be fair to our Dragon players. This card actually could go to 2 or 3 if you really think about it. Here's what it says. During end phase of this turn, this card is activated. Draw a number of cards equal to the combined number of Dragon-type monsters you discarded or attributed from your hand or your side of the field this turn. Now, we don't have Dragon Rolls around anymore. They're gone. Split so. So why not Super Rejuvenation? Blue-Eye players? You don't understand what I'm saying. If Konami's making Bluish Alternative and Ultimate Rare, if they are making Bluish Alternative and Ultimate Rare and the new OTS packs, if they are going ahead and reprinting all these Blue Eyes cards, which they obviously are, Blue Eyes might become a deck. But how? You can't make Blue Eyes a deck right now. That deck gets shit on by everything. Literally everything in the meta shits on Blue Eyes. But if we have Super Rejuvenation, that changes the game a little bit. That changes the game pretty significantly, actually, because Blue Eyes play can go off on the board and face play Super Rejuvenation, restart their hand, and have a pretty big board. I think if this card comes back, we're going to see Blue Eyes players do a little bit more on meta. Now, granted, you know, all this reprints of Blue Eyes happened already, and if Super Rejuvenation was to come back, well, Konami already made their money, so why would they bring this card back? Why? Well, why wouldn't it be? Would it be weird to see that maybe Konami's printing more Blue Eyes stuff in the future? Could be a good possibility. Up next, One Up Carry Zen Mighty. This card, windups, why the fuck not? Also, because Konami's having a one-up Link monster come out in the future, so let's make windups great again. No, anyone? Okay, I'll leave right now. Monica Ruffs. Fuck this card. We have Skill Drain at 1. Why are we having the other version of Skill Drain that complements both Monarchs and both 2 Dracos at 3? It makes no sense. Konami's made their money on both Monarchs and 2 Dracos. Am I right? Since they made their money on both these fucking decks, why the hell are we allowing Monarch Erupts to run around still? And you can't even, Konami can't make money on Monarch Erupts, so they're gonna make a secret rare? Who cares? It makes no sense if you really think about it. I think Monarch Erupts is a better version of Skill Drain in 2 Dracos because 1, you can play 3, and 2, if you draw your 2 Draco guys, like the yellow chick, or whatever the hell names, I'm really bad with names. But if you draw one of your 2 Draco monsters that's not Masterpiece, you sack your Monarch Erupts, and even though you have no monsters in the field, you got a monster that you sack your Monarch Erupts for. It's pretty good. I stumbled over words, but let's keep moving on. Astrograph Sorcerer. Now, before you Pendulum players get your buttholes clenches, your buttholes go like this, don't get angry. I'm currently playing this deck too, and I really like Pendulum Editions a lot actually. This deck has been around for a long time, and I think time for this deck to be hit is kind of now. Why would Konami keep Pendulum Editions around that much in a meta? Is any new Pendulum Edition cards really coming out? Not really. Heavy Manifold Electrolyte was the last card that really made the deck amazing, and the deck's really amazing, if we're going to be honest with each other. But I think the deck can still see play, but not with Astrograph Sorcerer at 3. This card is way too good and way too broken. And I think a lot of Pendulum Editions that are watching this video, among Pendulum Edition players that's watching this video, are going to be like, yeah, you're kind of right, this card is pretty stupid. It's an insanely broken card. Let's play some fair Yu-Gi-Oh, boys. That card's too dumb. Up next, Trickster Reincarnation. Sorry, Trickster players, but get the fuck out of here with this horse shit. I think Trickster Reincarnation finally needs to be hit. I didn't say it didn't need to be hit last ban list because I firmly believe it didn't need to be hit the last ban list. Now, as we want forward into the game of Yu-Gi-Oh, this card needs to be hit. 100% needs to be hit, needs to be limited. We're not going to ban this card. Tricksters, you'll still have your Reincarnation. But realize, Yu-Gi-Oh players, Konami does not need to get any more money for you Trickster players. You have the Link Frames reprints, so Yu-Gi-Oh players are going to come on and buy all the Trickster stuff and still play it. So it'll still see meta play, but it's not Link Frames, Star Pack. But Yu-Gi-Oh players don't really care about Tricksters that much as far as competitive meta play. In fact, even though we saw one Yu-Gi-Oh player top at YCS Utah 500-man tournament, almost not really compared to, horrible small numbers, but even though we saw one person top with Tricksters, does not mean Tricksters is a meta deck. It's just this card is a nuisance card that changes the outcome of a game. And shit like that happens, Konami usually kind of hits it pretty hard. I mean, look at card destruction. It's basically that. It's, I play it, let's change the outcome of the game. Oh, new outcome. And I think this is going to be the same scenario when it comes down to Trickster Reincarnation. Brilliant Fusion. I keep talking about Brilliant Fusion need to be hit, and I keep saying this card needs to be hit. Multiple reasons. Number one, Team Samurai X has to actually do deck profiles that doesn't feature this fucking card in it. Number two, this card's in everything. Everything that's not the exact meta decks, this card's in. This card created its own meta decks. 60 card variants run Brilliant Fusions. It's just 60 card variants, Brilliant Fusion. Pro strats, bro. Brilliant Fusion at 3. You're mind blowing me right now. Fuck out of here. This card is a broken card that allows game states to progress even faster for the player playing them, and it's an unfairly balanced card. I think it's pretty easily to note that this card is pretty dumb. With that said, I think Gemini players, it's the sad thing that, like, if you're a pure Gemini player, or you're like a rogue Gemini player and you have your Brilliant Fusions and you're shuffling your Brilliant Fusions, and like, sorry man, you have a card that's broken, so we gotta hit your deck. Even though you really, besides FTK, have done nothing in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Since inception of your decks being released. But look at that Brilliant Fusion, guys. It's just a card that needs to be hit. It's a card that is really, really broken. And 60 card decks, I think Konami's done with 60 card decks. And I think by hitting Brilliant Fusion, you end that kind of setup for 60 card decks. Black Dragon. Gemini FTK, yeah. Unbalanced, unfair. Black Dragon needs to be hit. Now, we did a lot of hits to Dracos, like a ton of hits to Dracos, so I think we should give something back to them. And I think the reason why we should give something back to Draco Yu-Gi-Oh players is because if we want to ever promote any kind of Monarch decks, being Konami, we're in Konami's headquarters, we're in the office. If we want to promote any like Monarch deck profile, anything Monarchs going in the future, Dracos is still a really good engine for the Monarchs, like an insanely good engine for Monarchs. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Konami hitting certain things that may not be specifically Dracos, like terraforming, but leaving Dracos alone. And I'm not saying that kills Dracos. Dracos will still be a great deck. But if you want to create something for Monarchs moving forward, as a company being Konami, what they are, and the history of allowing Monarchs to see play. You know, like how Monarchs were like when they first came out, they were tier 1, they went away, and then Kai's came out and structured deck, and deck became tier 1, deck went away, and then we came to Heavenly Monarchs and all that horse shit, they became tier 1, Zero, if arguably, they went away. Well, Konami wants to keep going back to that Monarch well. Why not allow Dracos to join them? And I think that's a really smart way to do it. I think having Dynamite Fighter, who's currently banned come limited, would help that cause tremendously. Card of Demise. Fuck this card. Card of Demise is a broken card, and I think Card of Demise is a card that has made decent decks even better. I think Yu-Gi-Oh players are going to be really shocked when this card gets hit. I don't think, maybe even banned, but definitely hit. And there's so many other draw cards that are currently banned, okay, that are not as good as Card of Demise. And I think it's fair to say that this card, you know, limited is me being too nice to this card. Up next, Twin Twisters. Now, we're about to talk about Burning Abyss soon, and Burning Abyss is going to get pretty dumb with this ban list, and the reason why is because, you know, they're tier 1 over Japan, and they're probably going to be tier 1 here in America. They have a lot of unlocks in Japan, and we're probably going to see some unlocks come to that deck here in America. But this card is fucking stupid. This card allows BAs to be just a little more unfair of the deck. You know, Twin Twisters, picture Burning Abyss monster, I'm going to proc its effect, and you're going to lose 2 cards. So I'm going to gain 1, you're going to lose 2, because that's what this card says. Pretty broken. So I think that, to be fair and honest, this card has to be hit. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if this card was to be even banned. It's that damn good when we're talking about Burning Abyss in this game. Up next, Semi-Limited. Fun fact, if you type it in, you actually get the Yu-Gi-Oh Wiki, and then it comes to the Yu-Gi-Oh Banlist for Semi-Limited. It's fun facts. Okay, Pantheism. I think this card should be going to 2. I think this card will be going to 2 because it's done nothing in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Domain Monarchs or Monarch variants alone have done nothing in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Now, before you say anything like, hey V, kind of little, you know, teetering towards Monarchs. You're right, I am. I'm 100% teetering towards Monarchs because I think our ban list is going to get really crazy as far as certain decks, and it's going to really favor certain decks over other decks, and I think Monarch variants would be favored. Now, if you ask me, you know, hey V, what about, you know, the future of Konami and how you know, can they make money off Monarchs if there's nothing being released about Monarchs? So why would they unlock Monarchs if there's nothing being released? Right? That's a sensible question. Okay, I think they can easily make money off Monarchs. I don't think it's hard to do. I think it's very simple, and I think a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players that currently play Monarchs, or maybe not currently play Monarchs, know that. I think a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players realize that Monarchs is a great deck, and the deck can lock out, like, if Konami wants to get rid of the link mechanic for a new mechanic to be introduced, why not better than releasing Monarchs to push away links and release a new mechanic? Now, I'm not saying we're near the end of the link mechanic, not at all. But Monarchs, it's kind of like you're over the edge, and Monarchs can just push that mechanic away by just existing as a full power deck. That's how broken this deck is, and I think that if Konami really wanted to change something up in the meta, or Konami wanted to make Yu-Gi-Oh play sway to certain cards that aren't affected by Monarch cards, I think the best way is to make Monarch strong. It's kind of like making, in order to have a strong superhero, you need equally, if not stronger, bad guy. And that's what Monarchs is. That's the best way to explain it to you guys. And I think that Konami unlocking Monarchs wouldn't be surprised to me whatsoever. It'd be fairly intelligent of a move. Semi-limited? Just see the previous argument for this card. Seer, Malabash of the Burning Abyss. So let's be serious here for a second and look at Seer and both Graph and see that these both are 2 great cards that are currently hitting the ban list. Now, I put them here on semi-limited, but let's be a little crazy about it. Why would these cards not even go to 3? Why would these cards go to 3 actually? Now, before you go, hey V, whoa, calm down V. Wait a minute, let's talk about this for a second. Looking at Seer and looking at Graph, these are 2 broken cards. I'll give you that. But Konami don't care about broken cards. The Yu-Gi-Oh player cares about broken cards. Konami cares about making money. And what not better way to make money than make, I don't know, Chernobyl a secret rare in Flood or in any future set coming up before Nationals, and then releasing Burning Abyss as a tier 1 deck. Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh players out there will be upset. Yu-Gi-Oh players might be happy, but Konami would ultimately make money. Profits will be in. Now, Burning Abyss is a great deck, and the Layered Darkness structure deck is going to be a great structure deck. In my opinion, hands down. BAs are a great matchup against that deck. If you haven't played both those decks, please play test them. BA's is an amazing matchup against those decks. BA's Unlearned Dark Instructor deck is like, it's like Goku fighting Goku. It's just, you don't know who to root for, but they're both fucking crazily, stupidly strong. Can Burning Abyss be used in Unlearned Darkness? Kinda, but it doesn't really flow well. Test it out. It's pretty cool. Up next, Ignis Heat, the true Draco Warrior. Once again, see my previous argument for the other Draco Warrior, Draco Monster, whatever the hell his name is, that I unlocked. It makes perfect sense for Konami to unlock these to support both Monarchs moving forward and to true Dracos by themselves, you know, seeing play still in many other decks. I think Dracos will still currently see play. I don't think it's crazy to see that they won't. Cosmo Dr. Destroyer 2. Now, with Cybernetic Horizon coming up, machines might get a huge boost. Well, I know Cosmos aren't all about machines. I know that. Okay, that's fair enough. But if we're talking machines, and we're talking Cosmos, why won't a good Cosmo monster come out in that deck since it will be a machine monster? How cool would that be? Would Cosmos come back if Cosmo Dr. Destroyers 1 to 2? No, they wouldn't. I love the deck a lot, but I'm also a bit of a realist. And I know, even though I love Cosmo Dr. Destroyer a lot, it will not come back as a deck if it went to 2. Maybe on top of regional here and there, cool. We're near national, so for the most part, to masses of Yu-Gi-Oh players, it really means nothing. But what this will do is allow Cosmos to have an opening. Have an opening in the future of the game. So on future set releases, we actually see a new Cosmo card come out. I don't think Konami's done with Cosmos. I don't think Konami's done whatsoever with Cosmos. And I would be happy to see this deck see more play come new releases of new cards in the future. Fun fact, Cosmos are fully unlocked in Japan. They've done nothing right now. Spiral Gear Drone. Okay, so I think this has nothing to do with any selling thing point for Konami. Just the fact that Spiral Gear Drone is kind of restricted, hard, and shouldn't be. I don't think it'll make Spirals a meta deck. I think Spirals will be still a fun deck and still be a playable deck. But I think with future releases of future cards, this card isn't going to be doing much for this deck of Spirals. Zodiac Ratpier, Sea Spiral Drone, same thing. Beatrice Lady Eternal, yeah, Burning Abyss. We're fucking serious. We're Konami. We want to make a lot of money. Put this bitch at 2. I'll see you later, boys. Now, I think at this point in the video, I should really emphasize that even though we're having a fun, healthy, diverse meta, the balance is not going to help us. The balance is going to make Yu-Gi-Oh players a little bit upset because it's going to kill a lot of decks. And then we're going to have a lot of new decks come in. The power level of these newer decks are going to be so much better than what we're currently playing with. That going back and watching these previous deck profiles of these current decks that are topping events is going to be a joke. It's going to be a laughable thing due to the fact that being in the future with your whatever new powerful deck, looking at these decks going, man, I remember when that card was 3, I remember when that card was 3, because these cards, a lot of cards that we're playing with right now will ultimately be hit on the ban list. Beatrice will not be. In fact, why isn't Beatrice reprinted? Has anyone ever asked that question? Beatrice is a card that's going to be seen in play in Burning Abyss. Burning Abyss arguably is going to be a tier 1 deck. Why is Beatrice haven't had a reprint? Could it be because on the ban list that's coming out soon, Beatrice gets unlocked? Beatrice gets unlocked, and then Konami goes, hey everybody, Konami here, Ulti Beatrice. Give me all your fucking money, your kids' money. I want literally all your credit. It would make sense if that was to happen. And maybe not Beatrice Ultimate Rare, but Beatrice coming out as a reprint, maybe even at least a Secret Rare, which would make it next after that Ultimate Rare. Next card. 1-for-1. We don't have Lava Eater anymore. This card should come back. I think this card should come back just to the fact that we don't have Lava Eater. Also, plant players, I haven't forgotten about you guys. Notice none of your cards have been hit on here. Now, I think we could argue about Phoenix and Cluster Amaryllis being a ban card, and I think that probably in a future bans video, I will probably have Phoenix and Cluster Amaryllis being a ban card. But for you plant players, why 1-for-1 instead of being limited? Why won't it be semi-limited, allowing plant players to do more plant plays? By the way, if you don't hate plants by the time you see this video, don't worry about it. You're gonna hate them in the future. They're an amazing deck if you're currently playing them, and I think they're really fun. But a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players playing against them, not so fun. Soul Drain. So why the fuck is this card still limited? I mean, yes, there's a lot of crazy graveyard activation effects, and yes, this card's really broken, and yes, this card is really good against Burning Abyss and plants for that matter. So I think this card's a really good card. I think this card, even at 2, is kind of me being too hard on this card. I wouldn't be surprised if this card was to go to 3. Right, this card last was printed in what, Astro Pack 4 was last printing? It was Return of Duels Astro Pack 4. So it's actually due for a reprint. Why not better bring this card out into the meta? Because it's going to see meta play. I mean, think about it. Every deck we have that's currently tier 1, there's one card, at least one card, that shuts that fucking deck down. Soul Drain is that card for Burning Abyss. Easily that card for Burning Abyss. Putting this card at 3, I have it at 2, but putting this card at 3 would even make even more sense. Reprint this card at like a secret rarity, even more sense. At least super rare rarity, which Konami easily will do, I think. And this card coming out would lock down Burning Abyss players. You can't run too crazy. We've done a lot of shit with you BA players, but this shit will shut you guys down. And I think that's kind of what I was going with when I was doing this ban list. I want BAs to be a tier 1 deck. Plants, you two. We got a lot of tier 1 decks coming out. I haven't mentioned yet. That I'll probably discuss in future ban prediction videos. But I think Soul Drain is a great card, and I think this card will easily be the card that's going to be like card Massive Restrict to Dracos or Anti-Spell to Pendulums. This is the card that will shut that deck down. It has to be by proxy. Think about it, guys. What else is good against Burning Abyss? Unlimited. What the fuck? Okay, Mathman. Why is this card? Mathman. I want someone to argue me why this card should be even touched on the ban list. To be hilarious. One Magician. I think One Magician will go to 3 due to the fact that One was getting a new Link monster. I mentioned before with One Carries and Mighty, but One Magician definitely should go to 3. I think if any card should be hit, it's this motherfucker. This card should never come back. That card's too bad. Inzektor, Dragonfly, and Hornet. These are cards that are actually fully unlocked in OCG. Now, guys, I know some of you might be a little hesitant about Inzektors, but please, test the deck out with links. Master Rule 4 fucks this deck up. It really does, guys. And I'm not saying it murders the Inzektors. I think Inzektors will still see meta play, sure. But not going to see tier 1 meta play. I think that best they'll see regionals. We're not going to see like a YCS and top 4 is going to be Inzektors all over the place. Spray it's not going to happen, guys. I think Inzektors are a very good deck, but I don't think they're good enough that like it's going to see huge meta play. Also, they're gonna get a Link monster. So why wouldn't Konami just bring a Link monster in what Flood or whatever set as one of the exclusive cards in that set to allow us Yu-Gi-Oh players to have access to fully unlocked Inzektors. Little fun fact, the little marker watch here. Unlimiteds are $3. First editions, they're like $3. If this card went to 3, it's gonna be 20. So if you don't have this card, kind of want to get it. Anyway, guys, this is my ban list. Thank you for watching my videos, guys. I appreciate it. Please make sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. If you have a ban list and you want it to be seen on this YouTube channel, comment below in the comment section or PM me on Facebook. And next time I do a ban prediction video, whether it be my own or maybe it be one of yours, you can actually sit down and watch your own ban prediction videos, and we'll talk about it. We'll talk about cards that should be hit, talk about cards that shouldn't be hit, and it'd be really interesting to have that conversation. Anyway, guys, it's your boy vctrfs. Come on, videos. My 2 cents. You guys have a great fucking day.